Welcome back,
Yeah,
fellow
we're
enemies of the fire. Oh, God. We're here to talk about transfers, which is one of my favorite things about the sport, which is funny because it has nothing to do with the play on the field. So, my friends, is there a particular rumor anybody's or news that anybody's psyched about?
I'm kind of indifferent about that whole Zink's old team.
Oh, you were
tree.
the
Really?
fire. I was saving that for the fire section.
Okay. No, I mean, I know we don't have to talk about it, but it's just
No, let's talk about it. Let's be about it. We're a
I'm
fire
excited.
podcast. Let's sprinkle some fire in. So the fire are in for this guy Patrick Berg, which hold on, I'll explain and then I'll let Serena go because she actually knows who this person is. So apparently we went in at 12 mil. He's a central mid. It kind of seems like he can box to box. His team seems to want more. People are saying the deal's starting to fall apart because they're like, oh no, pay me. Serena, how badly do we need this guy?
I will say if it's gonna be difficult or really expensive, I don't know. I'm not like, oh, we like pay him whatever he wants. Like we need him. It's not like that level, but I feel like he could. Just from what I've seen of him, he could work well with the fire. Just also, I don't know. There's something about him not being too big of a star too that I think could work with the makeup of the current team. Like he was on Zink's former team, so they definitely played together. I mean, they played in the Europa League together. He was the captain of that team, and just playmaker, integral to a lot of the games that they won. Yeah, and I think it would be a good fit, and I think I would love. I mean, again, I think I've said in past episodes, Zink is obviously been a great fit and been performing so well, and if there's any chance that somebody who has maybe a similar recent background or the style of play that they've been doing is at all similar, I feel like that would definitely help and would benefit us.
so fun fact that I just saw on Wikipedia because actually have to look him up. He comes from like his uncles, his dad, all played for that same team, that Bodo team.
Oh, no way.
Like he has like a lineage, like it's crazy. So yeah, exactly, pedigree. So now he's the captain of that team. So again, I'm kind of curious to know what kind of defensive midfielder is he? Is he a destroyer? Is he a like shoring up the defense type, or a conduit from the defense to the offense?
I feel like more of the conduit, but I haven't watched him enough probably to say for sure.
What little bit I've seen seems, yes, more like the conduit. But am I... is this an admission that Kwame and Avila are busts?
Well, besides that, you also have to look at Acosta.
Well...
Yeah, I think Acosta would...
I mean, it's hard to call Acosta a bust. Like, older players, that's always the risk, is like the drop-off is instant, right? And you just don't know sometimes. Like, I mean, who you could have bet money that Messi came to Miami and immediately just had the drop-off. And it was just as likely to happen as what's happened, right? So, like, you don't know that about Acosta. You bet he's there for 3 years, and it just... the fall happen.
Yeah.
But if let's say the Fire do pull the trigger and get him, so I'm assuming that Pineda is going to come off the lineup and it's going to be him and Orhel and Goody.
Well, or
and think
if he's not a destroyer, it might be Orhel off the field, which I don't like.
I rather leave Orhel on the field than Pineda. I like Pineda. I think Pineda is a good player, and he's been, again, this season. This was kind of like his real awakening season.
Redemption.
Yeah. So, but if you got a guy like this, you have to put him on the lineup, and Pineda could come in as a second half substitute or something like that, or show up the defense. So.
And Orhel is a little more flexible too. So.
Yeah.
I never want to disparage a young man's career or anybody's career, but like, I'll say this: if you want to be good at MLS, Mauricio Pineda can help you do that. but he has to obviously not be a starter. Does that make sense? Like, you have to be better than him, but having him makes you really. Does that? I'm hoping that makes sense. He's.
Hold on. I want to disagree on that point, because we've had players like that. Like one example is he plays for Montreal now. Fabian Herbers.
yeah.
And I said this last season.
You did.
If you start Fabian Herbers, he's gonna be average. If he comes off the bench, he literally becomes a super sub. And we saw it time and time again last season where he came off the bench and bam, the team scored a tying goal. Pineda's not that type of player. Like, he will be solid for 90 minutes.
You're totally right. You're totally right. Pineda's been extremely solid this season, which has been like a very welcomed redemption arc. Now,
yep.
Serena, I'm putting you again in the hot seat here. I saw that Atlanta signed a guy from Spain. He's been on a team where he bounced up and down from La Liga 1, La Liga 2, right? And he's 26-year-old center back. I don't know about you, but I feel like we could use a center back. Do we also make a move for a center back if we get Berg? No, I'm asking you, do we? Do you think we do?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking. I feel like, should we or will we actually? Is that? I don't think we would.
That's scary. That's scary because we need to. Because Tehran is still not healthy.
Yeah.
Sam Rogers obviously is pushing it too hard. Because again, he came off hurt. What minute was that this week? It was pretty early, right? 17th, 16th minute, and then Christopher Klutz is a child and he's hurt. So it's like, I don't know, man. I feel like even if Omar,
I guess a different question if they'll fill in, if they'll get, like, could they pick up a more random player to fill that spot for the time being? Yeah, like, will they fill it with another like a star
like a
or a DP? I feel like probably not. But yeah,
I would like to see some movement on that. Like, and we never talk about this, but why doesn't MLS ever like go raid USL? Like, who's the best center back in USL? Let's sign him to a pretty average MLS contract.
I'm sure they've tried that, and like even we have done that with what's his face. He came from holy crap! What he plays on the right side. Jonathan Dean.
Oh, okay.
He came from a USL.
Oh, right.
Team.
Yeah.
So
that's worked out fine.
Yeah, it took a couple of years, but yeah, it worked out fine. But I think
out there.
I think Greg's philosophy, hey, what's a better defense than a good offense? So we're scoring the goals. We're just having a hard time keeping them out of our own net.
Just like the Cubs. I'll just say that again. But I also wish we had more insight into the injury pool too, because I just don't even know. Maybe if you dig for it, it's there, and I know they do press conferences and they talk about it, but I just have no idea like what the injury projection even looks like for someone like Tehran. It looked bad when it happened live, but is he coming back? Is it end of the season? Like, I'm sure they know all those things, but it'd be helpful. Or, like,
it's funny how MLS is kind of vague on injuries this season for whatever reason. Like, it used to be more detailed, like, oh my god, he has a hamstring, he's gonna be out for whatever. But you also wonder, what is Chris Mueller doing? Like,
it's
that's a huge topic.
Yeah, I hate to. He just had a child, right? So there could be a number of issues happening that does or does not have, like. Yeah, he could be having a lot of stuff going on, but like, I wish him well. Hopefully, if it's like has any soccer relation, hopefully that gets solved this window.
Yeah.
If it's straight personal, do your thing, however long it takes.
If it's personal, by all means. But if this was one of those decisions where Greg said, "Hey, look, you're not part of my plans. Look for another team," Like, first of all, I think it's very short-sighted for a coach to even say that at the beginning of the season, because again, you get mounting injuries, and all of a sudden, that guy that's on the sideline
is mad
looks.
important.
Yeah, he's like, oh, hey man, about the conversation we had back, But if it's soccer related, I hope like I'm sure nothing's gonna happen, but I wish Greg would reconsider the position. Like, hey man, you want to come play or you want to sit on the bench? Because it's basically him just waiting out his contract, because I think his contract's up at the end of the season anyways.
Well, if it's
yeah,
not, if
it's just a weird situation. I don't know.
Yeah, if it's soccer related, then damn, come back. We could actually use another body on the wing. Now, I want to move on real quick because you mentioned Greg Berhalter and telling people they're not about to play, which brings us to the biggest news of the most hipster ass people on the internet for U.S. soccer: Gio Reyna to Parma. What do we make of this?
I think it's just his time. I mean, he wasn't getting any play at Dortmund. I saw him play like once. I mean, I've watched a decent amount of Dortmund games this last season. He just wasn't part of their talking about not being part of someone's plans. He definitely was not part of their plans. He was there for a while. I feel like wherever he would move to, I mean, I don't know that much about Parma, and I don't, I can't say for sure that league is the best league for him, but I think at this point, any move was a good move for him.
To an extent, he's got to play, in my opinion, or else why move?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to say. If there's been any player on the U.S. men's national team roster pool that needed a redemption, that needed a Nicolas Anelka type of like redemption arc, it's him. So like he can go to Parma and he can screw that up, and then he'll end up in an MLS team, and then screw that up and become USL player, or he can literally become a talisman for Parma. Like,
yeah, he could be
turn it around for them.
Pulisic.
He could be another Pulisic. He could be another Eric Cantona. He
but
could be another.
Are we dreaming too hard? Because like he has shown nothing for like 4 years.
He's not. Yeah, I mean the few times I saw him play, he wasn't bad. I mean, I think he even scored a goal one of the times I saw him play. I think it was like kind of a big Dortmund goal fest, but regardless, he still scored, and I think he wasn't that bad. He just is kind of made of glass, and
he's injury prone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you say that, but Greg told him he wasn't going to play in the World Cup, and then when we finally went to him, he didn't do anything against the Netherlands. I mean, obviously nobody.
Well, let's be honest. That was his dad. His dad was the one that.
Yeah, that whole thing was crazy. But
that was that.
What do we think
about
other
things in play?
What do we think about the American contingent just storming Italy? I guess some of them are on their way out, aren't they?
I mean, some of them are on their way out, but I mean, if they can make it work, I mean, by all means, like, if you want to use the Italian league as your base of operations, go for it. So
is this like, is he going to show at this level? Because he told LAFC, go pound sand. He told another Bundesliga team, it ain't it. So he's got to show, because he was given an opportunity to be a part of a pretty good program in MLS.
Look, the best thing that can happen to Gio Reyna is that either A, he turns, which is not very unlikely, he turns in Parma into a powerhouse, or at least fighting for a spot, or B, he crashes and burns and ends up in the MLS and kind of become like a Freddie Adu style MLS guy, jumping between teams, end up at USL, and by the time you're 27, nobody remembers you.
That would be a scary fate for our friend Gio Reyna. Serena, thoughts on Serie A, or would you have liked to have seen him stay in the Bundesliga?
I don't think the Bundesliga is the right place for him. I think it's too physical, and I think Serie A, I don't watch a ton of it, but from what I hear, it's a little bit less physical and maybe a little more, slower.
Do you have a Serie A team jersey?
Oh, actually, I don't. I have a few Italy national team jerseys, but I actually don't have I don't have any.
Oh,
wow!
I used to have a Lazio jersey.
Oh God, why?
Wow.
For
That's
the
a big
lulz
statement.
or
Okay.
what?
I got it back when I was in high school, like in early 2000. I thought their kid was awesome with the baby blue. You know?
Oh shit.
It's
Okay.
a nice colorway.
No, that's phenomenal. All right.
It wasn't until later on that I found out. Yeah.
So you brought up Freddie Adu, which I don't want to
Okay.
bring up any negativity, but let's just talk age. Kevin Sullivan. Now, Serena, are you MLS sicko enough to know who this kid is? Okay. He's like 16. He plays for the Union. So he like just started getting minutes this year. And apparently he's getting signed by Man City.
Interesting.
So
He's also he's German Bangladeshi. That's cool.
wow, I did not know that
According to his
myself.
Wikipedia.
So I have
Pardon me?
reservations about US
Oh, this
players that are
guy.
young.
Of course. I've seen this guy before. Yeah.
You
Wasn't
know,
he, didn't he start when he was like 15?
Yeah, maybe he is only 15. I thought 16, but what a
I have reservations about that though. Because it's easy for these type of players to get lost in the youth system for Premier League teams. Like we've seen that happen with our boy Gaga Slonina. Shout out to Gaga. But again, it can end good. Like I never consider like the Premier League as should be like the breeding ground for talent. Like to me,
Man
you
City's
should leave that to the
pretty good.
Dutch. You know.
It's pretty, I feel like they had, I mean, Cole Palmer was Man City Youth Academy, right?
No, I mean yeah, but that's he's been a lifer. Like you're taking a kid that was that was built from the ground up.
But he's 15. I mean, how much he's got a lot of building left to do.
Hey,
yeah, he's got a lot to do.
Cole Palmer probably was in a Man City program since like when he was 8 years old. Learn the basics. But again, I'm hoping he does good. Like maybe not for Man City. I mean, if he makes it in a Man City first team, by all means, good. That's better for the U.S. men's national team. No questions asked. I just hate to see like a kid floating around in the championship teams or in the League One or whatever.
Well, my big question is that what I don't want to see is I don't want him to go over there and start playing U23 games. Right? You're getting first division minutes in Philly. So what I would like to see is him loaned back out.
I could see him play for U. I wouldn't even say U23. I would say U19.
Right?
So it's probably going to be U19, maybe reserves, but
do you loan him back to the Union or do you not trust the Union? Do you loan him to the Dutch?
You loan him to the Dutch, bro.
Because he couldn't even play on a first team in a lot of. I mean.
Oh, you're right. There's a few countries he probably isn't even allowed to play.
Yeah, Germany.
Does he have a European passport?
Well, what did you say? He's Bangladeshi and
German Bangladeshi.
He's what?
German and Bangladeshi.
German.
Oh, then yeah, he's hey, European Union rules. He's eligible. I like that. I mean, like I said, I like the idea of kids going to play for these Premier League team academies. By all means, that's kind of what we need. We need more players that can develop, hopefully can develop into better players. Like I'm really big on like the Dutch youth system because the Dutch are always making talent with whatever they got. But we'll see what happens. Like it would have been cool to see a young U.S. player go, be part of the Ajax Academy or something like that, or PSV Academy, and watch him bloom. But
I mean, you could bloom other places, like this next kid I'm going to bring up, Caleb Wiley. Okay. Chelsea loaned him back out, but they loaned him back to Watford where he was getting minutes, and they seem to like him, and everybody's happy. So it's a good situation for him. So that's good news. Let's see here. What other U.S. news? We did not talk about this. I think I've put it on the rundown for the last 3 episodes, and I don't think we've mentioned it. Johnny Cardoso to Atletico Madrid.
He's not gonna play. He's gonna be sitting on the bench.
You're crazy.
He's sitting on the bench.
No,
well, there's an empty spot now on that team.
Yeah, there's a big empty spot.
I literally just started playing Football Manager 24 at Atletico Madrid, and I went billionaire, you know, oil money tycoon type. I literally changed the club details and made it seem like I'm owned by a oil tycoon. And guess who I signed?
Who's that?
And Serena will like this. He's a former Bayer Leverkusen player.
Oh, word.
Yep.
Really?
And guess who's my leading scorer right now?
Warts.
Nice.
Yep.
So. Okay, so hold on. We brought up. Hold on. You got me. You got me jumping around because I wanted to ask Serena about that very player. But before we do, Johnny Cardoso at Atletico, I'm for it, dude. I think he can fight for playing. Here's the thing. He fights for playing time. So if you're a person who doesn't care about these young men's career and you care about the U.S. national team, he's either going to sink or swim because he's either going to get good enough to start there nonstop, and then that means we have a starter on the U.S. team.
That's a hell of a light. That's a hell of a spotlight to be on to kind of sink or swim.
Well, I mean, he's built for it with the motor.
Whose boots is he trying to fill in?
That's what. Rodrigo.
No.
Was it?
Yeah, Rodrigo de Paul.
That's what I mean. But I don't think he's actually filling those boots.
He's on my bench right now. He's not even a starter, bro. At least in my game. But
he's on Miami now.
I'm trying to see what their average age of their squad of Madrid squad is. Atletico Madrid.
I gotta look at the squad because man, forgot I was looking for FM25 on my computer for whatever reason. I'm like, why do I have 24 but not 25? Now I gotta look at the squad.
I mean, it's a pretty decent. It's not super young. It doesn't look like, at least right off the bat. So I feel like that is good for him, and that, you know, even if he's not starting right away, there's probably some room for him to grow into it.
Let's see what we got. Who we got?
I love it. I love the Atletico is like kind of low key a team I really do like because they're
really
the crazy Diego Simeone style, you know, the whole like run and murder.
Frustrating.
Yeah, just frustrate people.
They played against Leverkusen, and Leverkusen, it was like the only game we lost in the round of 16, I think it was, in the Champions League, and they were so fresh. I mean, just classic.
Who is he gonna knock out of the lineup? Like, have you seen this team? Like, they got Koke as a captain. You're looking at you got Marcos Llorente. You even got Thiago Almada. Like,
no, Thiago Almada's gone.
He's listed on Wikipedia.
No, he just signed somewhere today. Hold on.
Oh, today? So they haven't updated
Hold on. Now we're all Googling.
Yes, Simeone. DePaul's gone.
You got Conor Gallagher. You got Rodrigo de Paul.
I mean, we're looking at Rodrigo's gone now. So that's two slots.
So wait, not the one from Miami.
Who was I supposed to look up?
Thiago Almada.
Okay.
And Johnny Cardoso is a midfielder, right?
Samuel Lino. I actually have him. He's actually really good at my game. Thomas Lemar is really good at my game. So, and Johnny Cardoso looked very average for the U.S. men's national team when we saw him play against Mexico.
Yes, but he didn't look very average at all for Betis.
And I feel like that game is not showcasing anybody's skills. That wasn't.
You know what? You're right about that. I think you guys are right about that because like there's a difference when you're being surrounded by brilliance versus surrounded by patchwork. You know, so
right.
Yeah. You know, it's. I think more importantly,
teams. Hey, never mind. I'm stupid. You know. Almada just signed with them.
So Thiago Almada and Johnny Cardoso are going to be fighting for that precious minutes.
We'll see. Hey, if you told me coming into this season, Mauricio Pineda and Sergio Orahel was going to keep Kellen Acosta on the bench, I would have called you a liar. All right, so hold on. I want to talk Wirtz, but one last U.S. move I want to talk about. Non-move. Serena, how excited were you that Josh Sargent was about to be in the Bundesliga?
The Wolfsburg, right?
Yes, because he said he doesn't want to. So he's the one that actually turned the deal down. So
He messed up.
Wolfsburg put up 21 mil for Josh Sargent. Well, he didn't necessarily mess up because he's kind of killing it at Norwich. And what happens when they get promoted? You know what I mean? Then you're in the Premier League.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, Wolfsburg is like probably the most boring Bundesliga club. They're like the most boring club. So I don't know if that's why he. I mean, it's true. It's like the Volkswagen club. They're like
Volkswagen.
You know,
they're not BMW. They're Volkswagen.
They're
Okay.
Volkswagen.
And that, I mean, the games are like half attended. It's not the most exciting one. I feel like if it were, I don't know anything. I mean, maybe this is not the case. Maybe he had other reasons, and I'm sure he did. But that's not the club that I would.
As long as it doesn't pull like a Jordan Morris type of situation, it's
now it's not good enough to be at Norwich, a yo-yo club.
I don't want to play in the Bundesliga. I want to play in Seattle.
Dude,
maybe
you're crazy. Maybe his dog, maybe he got a dog and he wants to stay in Norwich.
Yeah.
Too much work to transfer a dog to the European Union.
All right. Finally, Serena, you seemed like happy for Florian Wirtz's career to move on. You don't seem to be stabbing a voodoo doll because he's gone. So tell me about that.
No. I mean, it's a whole. I mean, his contract was going to end next year. He only had a year left. I feel like it was at the part of the year where the amount of trade and transfer rumors weighing down the player almost is like too distracting for even like, I'm like, I think going a whole nother year having to deal with like Florian Wirtz spotted talking to this person around this corner. He must be joining X. Like it just would have been exhausting, and it would have kind of, I think for him, like I like him as a player. I want the best for him. I feel like it would have, I was worrying that it would be almost too much pressure and like the buildup would be so great that when he actually finally landed somewhere, he, if it didn't go well, then that's the end of it. And, I think with the new coach and it was just Xavi leaving, it makes sense. I'm sad about it. I'm going to miss watching him play, but.
You might be very sad this season because it smells like another Bayern Munich title run.
That's whatever.
No. I could do the Bayern transfer saga. That is its own.
You know what? Harry Kane got a taste of trophy. He got a taste of gold.
But Harry Kane, $100 million.
He's got a taste. He broke the curse.
No, they're in trouble. I think Bayern's in trouble. You heard it here first. I think they're not. I think they might hang on next year, but it's not. They have a really old roster. They've only made one transfer. They've only brought on one person, if even. I don't even know if they have.
This is Bayern Munich.
All of the big people they want to bring in have rejected them. They're honestly grasping at straws, like just trying to get the biggest pre-made star instead of. Yeah, this is
Bayern Munich. It's all it takes is just we're gonna bring up a couple of kids from the academy and bam.
But they're not.
Isn't the guy? There was the guy who. Sorry. Who's the guy who chopped up the U.S. the last time they played Germany? Isn't he already hurt for the season?
Musiala, he got his leg broken.
Musiala.
Oh. It was brutal. I was watching it live. It was against PSG.
Jamal Musiala.
It was against PSG?
Broke his leg. Yeah.
They should just sign that Greenwood. They should sign that Greenwood kid from Marseille.
Oh God! Shut up! Shut up!
No, if I need another reason to hate Bayern.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Talking about hating teams, Marcus Rashford to Barcelona.
Hilarious.
Barcelona always kind of surprises the hell out of me because, like every other year, they're crying broke. Like, we had to cut transfer budget or whatever. We had to let go of the players because we can't afford to make payroll. And then out of nowhere, by the way, we just signed this guy. So I don't know. I think they're cooking the books here.
I mean, they always are. But does Rashford fit in with this team? Does this make sense?
It's like a running and gunning type of team too.
You mean on the field or?
Yeah,
on the field. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a Rashford hater, but we need to see more. We need to see more. All right, before
Oh,
we
you-
leave, we got 2 more things to mention. First and foremost, crying broke. No, actually slammed by rules and need to spend less money. Leon is hiring lawyers to try and cut the Matt Turner transfer because they need
What
to.
is it now? What's going on with that? Is it they can't afford a transfer fee or?
Well, they are already. I think they got in trouble for cooking the books to stay within financial fair play, and so it doesn't help to sign, a Matt
They
Turner.
paid. No, I think they just got buyer's remorse. They saw his performance in the in the Gold Cup and said, "No, we don't want this guy."
He didn't even perform in the Gold Cup. He was on the bench.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of goalkeepers, the most disrespected man in soccer in my lifetime of watching it.
Here we go. Here we go.
The man with the most disrespect his way. Keylor Navas has signed with Pumas. I find this horrific. This is a loss for MLS. Someone.
Why would anybody want to say a DP goalkeeper? That's a DP spot that's going to be given up, man.
That is kind of
Right.
crazy.
Dude, Keylor
38
Navas has
years
put
old.
up with so much disrespect in his career.
Look,
you
man,
don't think you
Keylor
can
Navas,
lowball him?
Keylor Navas is in the twilight of his career, bro. He's
Yeah.
at the twilight of his career. Like he's gonna hang the boots up. Like, don't be surprised in about a year or two he's back in Costa Rica playing for Saprissa or Alajuelense or something.
Oh, that would be cool. I mean, if I was
don't worry. I'll be watching him in October, September, November. Because that's Costa Rica is in our group, so that's
With
basically
random
the team to
teams.
beat.
he is still their number one too, isn't he?
Yeah. But they got another cat. They got another cat that plays out in Portugal. That he's not bad either. He could be the next Navas type player, but he's playing in Portugal. He's decent. He's not bad.
Part of me, so I want to say Navas is the best ever CONCACAF player, but part of me kind of feels like Tim Howard was always better than him. He just was never on a good enough team to rack up trophies.
Goalkeepers is a different role, man. If there's one player that never takes the glory unless it's blocking a PK or last minute shot, it's the goalkeeper. And because if you're gonna talk about the best player ever, like you got what's the criteria? Like you think about it. You have Casey Keller, you have Tim Howard, you have Brad Friedel. If you talk about Mexican goalkeepers, you got what's his face?
What's his face? And that other guy. No, Ochoa.
That other,
you got Ochoa. And
if you want to go old school, we got Jorge Campos. Who else am I missing? Like, there's a handful of goalkeepers that could be added in that argument.
Very true.
So
very true. I don't know. I feel like Navas does not get the love he deserves, being a 3-time 3 in a row Champions League winner. I don't know if he's got more than that, but dude, just total disrespect everywhere he's been.
I mean, I will say this: he's an amazing goalkeeper. He's probably the best goalkeeper in his generation. And I will say the generation between the end of Casey Keller and Brad Friedel and Tim Howard, and he might be in that generation with Ochoa. So between Ochoa and Navas, obviously the clear winner is Navas.
Obviously, Ochoa never could do it in England or in Europe,
in Spain, or no, well, he played in France and Spain.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
Yeah.
So Serena, are we just like sounding like old dudes right here, or?
I know she's like.
No, I'm just trying to think. I don't know that much about him. I was trying to think if he was better than
He was the starting Real Madrid goalkeeper for a good.
I said the best ever CONCACAF player.
Yeah, CONCACAF.
Yeah. Okay.
He was the best keeper in the world at certain times.
Like, are you talking about the best CONCACAF player of all time type of deal here?
Yes.
You might have an argument from our fellow Mexican fans in regards to a certain individual named Hugo Sanchez.
You're not
who also played for Real Madrid.
Also, there's shouts in there for who's the guy on ESPN who was the keeper for Trinidad?
Oh, not Shaka Hislop,
Yeah,
was it? No,
yeah, Shaka Hillsop or whatever.
no.
No,
I would. Oh, no, no. Okay, no, because then you might have to think. You might have to add Dwight York.
I was gonna say him next.
Dwight York. And of course, Serena has no idea who Dwight York is.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Listen, we are down the rabbit hole. So I'm gonna pull the pin on this segment, and we're gonna come back and
No
we're
more
gonna wrap up.
transfers.
Yeah, no, that's all I had. Did anybody else had anything fun?
No, I feel like there were some funny. I feel like just going back to transfers and the rumors being hilarious. I saw some good stuff this week or last week on like, oh, so and so's girlfriend was seen doing her nails at a different salon, like or a salon in Manchester. Like,
Yes.
being like, wow, the transfer rumors
Oh,
have gotten so
man.
demand.
Well, the only other thing I had was clowning Man United for spending a bunch of money on people I've never heard of, but I don't know. But
there are a lot of I mean, yeah, Hugo Ekitike to Liverpool is a big one. That we'll see how that pans out. I think, yeah, Eintracht Frankfurt being masters of the deal. They're just turning over. But
who has Bundesliga rights in the U.S.? Is it Paramount
ESPN?
Plus? Is it ESPN or Paramount Plus?
Yeah, ESPN is ESPN Plus.
Okay.
man, nah, I just lost it. You said something and it completely reminded me of somebody that KDB to Napoli. I mean,
Yes.
these are moves like that have been around for a long time that we've talked to death, and you know that
KDB should have gone to Chicago, man.
Yeah.
You missed out, KDB.
Yeah, you missed. He did miss out. Now, don't you miss out. Stick around. Hit the like button. Help us get to 500 subscribers. We're gonna come back and talk the Fire. It'll be fun. It'll be grand. Peace.